Emmanuel here with T2S transformed to SetGID. In this video, I will talk again about access control list ACL on Linux systems, but this time we will focus on how to identify, apply, and erase ACLs on directories. But before we jump into our demo today, I would like to share with you that the next class will be starting on September 8th, and today, as of July 13, 2023. So the next class will be starting on September 8th. And for more information, go to transform to SetGID.com. You're gonna find us there. So let's jump right into our terminal here. Here we're using the CentOS operating system, and I always say that it's in my previous videos I mentioned that that's what I use for the class, the Linux class. So we use CentOS, which is an exact replica of Red Hat, and we are looking at CentOS 9. So what we do here, I'm gonna first of all, what you need to do is to make sure that you have created two users here. So you can say user, let's say this user, and what I'm doing here is I would like to grab anything that has this word here, user, and this is a wild card. You know that star there, that's a wild card, meaning that anything that starts with user, it could be user 100, user etc, user blah blah blah, user anything from this file should be displayed. So I enter, and this is what I get. So I just wanted to make sure that I have users here by the name of user. So I have these user, I have user 1, user 30, 40, user A, and user B. So in this case, we'll be just focusing on these two here, user A and user B. In case you have not added these users, you're gonna need to use the user command to create them like this. Then you wanna say enter, and then you're gonna need to assign them password. So you're gonna do user A, password user A, and then you do the same with user B. I'm gonna clear the screen. So I've cleared the screen, and what we need to do now is to switch user, and we switch users by using the command su. You do that, and we want to become user A. So we do that, and then password, and that's done. So before I clear the screen, you see that we have moved from student to user A here. So I'm gonna clear the screen. And remember that this $ here prompt, that's to say that you are a normal user, and it becomes a hash sign when you switch user to become the root user. So we're gonna do that, and after we do this, we go to the temp directory. So we are in the temp directory, and you can say we're here. So we've moved from this to that, and now that we are here, I'm gonna create a directory. To create a directory, you use mkdir command. Press enter. So we have created this command, and we want to verify that this specific directory exists. And to do that, you can use the ls, then -ld. That's a long list, a directory. For files, you don't need the D. You're using the D here because it's a directory. So we have done that, and you can tell by looking at the properties here. You have D to say directory, and then you have the permission the categories, the user categories with permissions here, and then the rest of the stuff here. So we'll not talk about all of those details right now in this video. So now we want to verify what ACL settings are applied to this specific project directory. So I'm gonna do that, and to do that you use getf ACL. So here is what we have here. Next, what we want to do is now to assign. We want to assign read, write, and execute permissions to users, to user A and user B. In my case, on this directory. So you can do it two ways. You can use the octal approach, meaning numbers, or the symbolic approach, meaning use the 𝐦𝐤𝐤𝐿𝑊𝑥. So to do that, you're gonna use this command here, set. You're gonna use the set command. Set FACL command, and then you're gonna apply. And in this case, it's a directory, so we're gonna modify. And how do we modify? First, user A. User A, we're gonna give him 7, meaning that user A has read, write, and execute permissions. And then next, you're gonna do the same thing, but this time with user B. You would like also to give him read, write, and execute permissions. So here you have the 7. That's the octal numbers, which means RWX. It's the same thing. And then now you have to apply this on, in our case today in this video, that's our directory here. So you apply that. And if you want to check the ACL settings on this directory, you use the getf ACL. Then you enter. You see, after creating this directory, this is what we got. And now, after applying the changes here, this is what we have now. So you have you have user A with those permissions, user B with those permissions, and then they get also the default, the default settings here for the group, and then you have the mask, and then you have that the mask at this point here. They have all permissions here, so you can modify the mask to restrict these users. So let me move on here. So now we're gonna create a subdirectory under project, and we'll name it dir1. So let me clear the screen. So I'm gonna go into the project directory, and I get into the project directory. I'm gonna create this file, this directory. So I am dir and I can verify the ACL settings on this directory by using getf ACL. So when you do this, you see we have all of these coming from the parent directory, meaning that user B and user A, they both have these permissions because of the parent directory's settings. So now let's say we want to touch, we create a file under project. Okay, so let's touch a file. We're gonna name it file1. So that's done, and we're gonna also check the settings for file1. For file1, you see user A and B are still there because we are on the project. So any user that has permissions to access this directory, so they can also access the subdirectory, they can also access files in those in that specific directory. So that's kind of like what's happening here. So moving on, I'm gonna log in any of the users. So I'm gonna change this. I'm gonna exit. Correct spelling here. Exit, and now I'm gonna clear. So let's say I wanna become user B. Let's see what happens. So I am user B. Now I'm user B. I can go to the temp directory, and in the temp directory I can let's see if we can vim file1 here. We'll have to go into the project directory. I think that's where we created the file. So we do vim file1. You see, so we are able to do this, and when we vim file1, and then we're gonna edit. To edit, press I to get into the insert mode. I'm a genius and great Linux sysadmin. God is so good. And then after you do that, you do escape. Then you're gonna do the column here. You're gonna have to save, quit, and you do that. So we've changed. We have edited the file here. So I'm gonna long list the file and see what we have here. So this is what we have, and you see the plus, and it belongs to user A, and then if I go now to D1, the subdirectory that we created, and I touch file 10, and let me verify here with pwd. We're looking at the working directory. So this is where we are. Make sure that you are here. And so we have created that, and then here you can exit and then become user A. Gonna need the password here. So you are user A. Go to the temp directory, and then if you check, you go to the project. Go to the project directory here, and then you can ls to see that we have these things here, and let's say we want a cat file 1. So this is what you did on as user B, and you created the directory dir1 as user A, and as well as file 1. So which means that, you know, when you set a new ACL settings, so you control access. I mean, how much access that you can give to your specific users, and that's what we have done today. And I hope this is very helpful. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna exit, and now we need to delete all of the default ACLs. And to delete is remember we did it in our project. So I'm gonna go to my my command here, trying to see where is my command. So my command, you know, it's always FACL. So you're gonna have to delete. You're gonna have to go to the cd temp, to that directory, and then when you go there, this is where you can do all of this. If you do project, so you're gonna delete everything. The project, hold on. Okay, that was the wrong command here. I'm gonna do the X. So invalid. Okay, let me try again here. Try the -B. Operation not permitted. Okay, hold on, let me try here. Okay, I'm gonna clear that. Let's try this. I'm gonna do -B and then -R, because we're looking at directory here. But it's still saying okay. Every time you see something like this, what you do, you're gonna need to use sudo. So we're gonna try to do, we're gonna do the R, and then we do the B, K, and then the project name. So that's done. So every time you see that, you make sure that you use sudo, and then you're gonna apply that there. R is to delete even subdirectories and everything else as part of this this main directory. Well, I hope we have accomplished everything, and you can check here. You can check to verify, make sure that the system does not exist. You know, so we have removed all of the other default ACL settings that we set, and everything is gone. But if you want to remove then this, that's when you're gonna need to use to delete the directory by doing this. So you can, if you want to delete, then you press yes, and that's delete. That's going to the subdirectory here. Press yes, and then it's going to the files that we created, and then the other file, the second file, and that's done. For the file, you may need to use sudo there. You're gonna have to use sudo So let me get out of here. You're gonna need to use sudo here. If you do sudo, it will take care of everything, and you can also add the -y so that you skip, it's like saying yes to all of the questions that will come. And so it's complaining about that, so don't add the y then, and that's removed. So you should be done. And if you do the get ACL again here, say that this directory does not exist on the system. And this conclude our demo today. A little bit longer than I expected, but just wanted to show you how you can identify, apply, erase ACLs on directories on a Linux system. And before I go, remember that our next Linux class will be starting in September on the 8th, and this is we're talking about 2023. And to register, enroll, if you have questions, for more information, go to our website. Thank you so much for watching. God bless, and I'll see you in the next video.